Welcome to the Scenario Podcast, your guide to mental health and well-being. Each episode, we uncover practical tools, discuss expert insights, and explore how supplements can transform your mental health journey. Get ready to learn, grow, and thrive with us.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're your shortcut to getting genuinely well-informed, hopefully with a few surprising facts and just enough engagement to keep you hooked. Today, we're plunging into a topic that, well, it resonates really deeply with millions across the globe. Depression. We all kind of understand the profound impact this condition can have, right? That sort of crushing weight that can stifle joy and motivation. And the scale is huge. Over 264 million people worldwide grapple with this, according to the World Health Organization. So the search for effective support is more critical than ever. While traditional treatments like medication therapy are absolutely invaluable, there's this growing desire, it feels almost universal, for additional accessible methods. People seem to be looking for practices that can easily weave into their daily routine, something complementary to empower them on their own mental well-being journey. So for this deep dive, we're turning our focus to the powerful role of meditation, specifically mindfulness in supporting mental health and managing depression. We'll explore what it really involves, dig into the pretty compelling science behind its effects on the brain, and offer some practical guidance on how to maybe integrate it. All based, of course, on the insightful sources we've gathered for you. I'm really curious personally to explore how something that seems so simple, like focusing on your breath, can make such a profound difference. What do our sources say?
It really is a fascinating area, and the attention mindfulness meditation has gotten recently is, well, it's significant, especially as people look for more diverse, sort of holistic options for mental health. And while its roots are ancient, its adoption in modern healthcare isn't just a trend. It's really being driven by a growing body of evidence supporting its effectiveness and, importantly, its accessibility.
Okay, so let's start there. For someone who's heard the term mindfulness meditation maybe thrown around but isn't totally clear on what it means, how would you describe it? What's the core idea?
Right. At its heart, mindfulness meditation is about cultivating an intentional awareness of the present moment. And crucially, doing it non-judgmentally. It's not about emptying your mind. That's a really common misconception. It's more about observing thoughts, feelings, physical sensations as they arise. Think of them almost like clouds floating by. You notice them, acknowledge they're there, but you don't have to chase them or, get caught up in their story. So if a thought like, oh, I'm not good enough, or I really messed that up, pops up, you just acknowledge it, notice it's there, and then gently, without beating yourself up, guide your attention back, usually back to your breath or maybe another anchor point. And that simple act, it creates a bit of distance from those often overwhelming thought patterns.
Oh, okay. Distance, not elimination.
Exactly. And that distance can significantly reduce stress, it can help improve mood, and genuinely lessen the intensity of depressive symptoms because you're not quite so tangled up in them. Plus, it's flexible, it's pretty easy to learn the basics, so almost anyone can start integrating it.
That distinction, observing without judgment, creating distance that feels really key, it makes it sound less intimidating, actually. And you mentioned evidence. This isn't just about subjectively feeling better, right? Our sources point to some really compelling science. Actual measurable changes happening in the brain.
Absolutely. The research is quite robust and it's building all the time. For instance, there was a large meta-analysis published in Nature Scientific Reports. It looked at numerous studies and found that meditation programs lasting 8 weeks or longer had the most significant impact on easing depression symptoms.
8 weeks or more, okay.
Yes. And what's really interesting is that these benefits showed up whether people practice online or in person.
Oh, wow. So digital options are genuinely effective then?
Exactly. It really highlights the effectiveness of digital tools, which makes the practice so much more accessible now, regardless of location or preference.
That accessibility point is huge. It just opens it up to so many more people. What other sort of scientific findings really stand out?
Well, the backing extends right into clinical applications, too. We see clinical reviews from major bodies like the American Psychological Association, the APA, and Harvard. They specifically highlight something called Mindfulness-Based Cognitive Therapy, or MBCT.
MBCT, right.
Yeah.
I've heard of that.
Yeah. And they've shown it can be as effective as maintenance medication for individuals who are at high risk of depressive relapse. MBCT is quite clever because it blends traditional mindfulness practices with cognitive therapy techniques. It essentially teaches people to recognize those patterns of negative thought and emotion before they get swept away.
So it's proactive, building resilience.
Precisely. It's about building a more robust, long-term defense against future depressive episodes, not just managing the current state.
Okay, so it's not just a temporary fix. It's about building a stronger foundation.
Yeah.
And when we talk about resilience, what's happening physiologically? Are there actual brain changes we can point to?
Yes, exactly. We're not just talking psychological effects here. Brain imaging studies literally show physical, structural changes in key brain areas relevant to mental health. For instance, meditation has been shown to strengthen the hippocampus.
The hippocampus. Remind me, that's involved in.
Memory and emotion regulation. Think of it like your brain's emotional librarian and memory keeper. When it's strengthened, it seems to help manage intense emotional swings better. Maybe helps access positive memories more easily instead of getting stuck in those negative loops. It also seems to calm the amygdala.
The fight or flight center.
That's the one. Our brain's rapid response alarm system. By calming it down a bit, you might find yourself reacting less impulsively to stressful triggers, experiencing fewer intense emotional surges day to day. And thirdly, studies show improvements in the prefrontal cortex,
Okay, and that's the
the executive control center, responsible for self-awareness, decision-making, focus. A stronger prefrontal cortex means better attention, resisting distractions, making more conscious choices about how you respond to challenges.
That's really quite remarkable. Thinking about these physical changes leading to real-world benefits. So these neurological shifts, they directly translate into how we process thoughts and emotions daily, especially for someone managing depression.
Exactly right. These measurable changes directly contribute to reducing rumination.
A relentless cycle of negative thoughts.
Yes, that feeling of a broken record playing in your mind when you're depressed. Mindfulness helps create a space, like we said, a little distance from that inner monologue so it doesn't completely take over. And this fosters a greater sense of emotional balance. It allows people to navigate their internal world with maybe a bit more stability and less distress. It's like learning to steer your mental ship through choppy waters more skillfully.
Okay. So while mindfulness meditation, the kind often done sitting still, gets a lot of the research limelight, our sources also mention other practices, things that combine movement and focus. So it's not just about sitting quietly.
That's a really important point. While seated mindfulness often gets the most attention, practices like yoga and Tai Chi also show significant promise. They offer a different way in, really. They provide this unique blend of gentle physical movement with conscious attention to breath and what your body is feeling, so you get benefits for both body and mind. If you think about the bigger picture, these movement-based practices offer a perhaps more holistic approach for some people, especially those who find sitting still really challenging or just prefer a more active form of meditation.
Yeah, I can definitely see the appeal of incorporating movement, maybe especially if someone carries a lot of physical tension, which often goes hand in hand with depression. What specific benefits do yoga and Tai Chi offer in this context?
Well, take yoga. It's not just about stretching into pretzel shapes, right? It's about moving through postures with awareness of your breath, how your body feels moment to moment. This process is fantastic for releasing physical tension stored in the body, which, like you said, often accompanies stress and depression. The focused movement becomes a kind of moving meditation, grounding you in the present.
A moving meditation, I like that. And Tai Chi.
Tai Chi, with its really slow, flowing, deliberate movements, actively encourages relaxation and focus in a very gentle way. Each movement is done with careful attention. This promotes a sort of profound sense of calm and mental clarity for many people. Both practices are generally low risk, adaptable for different fitness levels, and can effectively reduce stress and lift mood. They're really useful additions to conventional care, especially if someone's looking for something that integrates physical activity with their mental wellness efforts.
Okay, so bringing this all together, what does this mean for you, the listener? If you're intrigued by this and maybe want to explore it, our sources offer some clear, practical ways to begin. Sounds like the key isn't some massive commitment, but just starting.
Exactly that. Starting doesn't need to be complicated or feel like another huge task. The guidance really emphasizes starting small. Think about just 5 or 10 minutes a day, maybe while the kettle boils or just before bed. It's usually doable. The real secret sauce seems to be consistency, more than the length of each session. It's like exercising a muscle. Small, regular efforts build strength over time.
Right, consistency over duration.
You can gradually increase the time as it feels more comfortable as you start noticing the benefits. Even those few minutes daily, practice regularly can bring noticeable improvements in mood and how you handle stress.
That's incredibly reassuring. No need to suddenly find an extra hour in the day. Are there specific tools or resources our sources mentioned that can help people get started easily and maybe stick with it?
Oh, definitely. For guided sessions, which are great for beginners needing structure and a supportive voice, apps like Headspace, Calm, and Insight Timer come highly recommended. They offer lots of different styles and programs.
Okay, apps are a good starting point.
Yeah. Or if you prefer reading to understand the philosophy and science behind it, books by pioneers like Jon Kabat-Zinn are excellent introductions. And don't underestimate the power of community. Joining an online or even a local meditation group can provide accountability and support, which really helps maintain the practice.
That makes sense, doing it with others.
Absolutely. And just to circle back, for those specifically dealing with recurring depression, seriously considering an MBCT program offers that structured, evidence-based approach. It really equips you with skills for relapse prevention.
Okay, this all sounds incredibly positive, and you can see why there's so much interest. But here's a really critical question that always seems to come up. Can meditation actually replace medication or therapy for depression? Our sources seem very clear on this, and it feels vital to address directly.
Yes, that is an absolutely vital question, and we need to be crystal clear. Meditation should always be viewed as an add-on to conventional treatments. It is not a replacement.
Add-on, okay.
It works best when it's part of a larger, personalized treatment plan, working alongside traditional therapies like medication or counseling, guided by professionals. Our sources really stress this balanced approach. It ensures people get the full benefit of medical and psychological care while also gaining the advantages meditation offers. It's about building a comprehensive toolkit, not swapping one essential tool for another.
So it's all about integration, augmenting existing care, creating something robust and tailored to the individual.
Exactly. It's about combining evidence-based medical support with these mindfulness or contemplative practices to create plans that really match a person's unique needs. And we absolutely have to add a crucial caveat here. If you are dealing with severe depression, experiencing acute symptoms, or have a history of trauma, please always consult a healthcare provider before starting any new practice like meditation.
That's a really important safety note.
It is. While meditation is generally very safe and beneficial, professional guidance is paramount in those situations to ensure it's integrated safely and effectively into your overall treatment. And, while the evidence we have strongly supports this complementary role, more large-scale long-term studies are still needed to fully understand the best ways to integrate these therapies for everyone. But the current picture is undeniably positive. Very promising.
Okay, so wrapping up our deep dive today. Meditation, particularly mindfulness, emerges as a really powerful and practical tool for helping manage depression. We've seen how it can help reduce symptoms, how it supports brain health through those measurable changes in the hippocampus, amygdala, prefrontal cortex, and how it can even help prevent relapse, especially when used alongside therapy or medication like an MBCT. It's clearly more than just a nice to have. It's a scientifically supported practice offering real benefits.
That sums it up perfectly. What we've discussed really highlights that meditation isn't some kind of magic cure it never claims to be. Instead, it's an incredibly empowering way for individuals to take an active, a proactive role in their own mental health journey. With the growing body of research, the scientific validation, and just countless resources now available from apps on your phone to structured clinical programs, meditation is becoming an increasingly important integrated part of modern mental health care. It's really a testament to how ancient wisdom, when looked at through the lens of modern science, can offer profound relief and build resilience.
So as you reflect on everything we've covered in this deep dive, maybe consider this. If even just a few minutes of consistent practice can start to build resilience and restore a sense of balance within your mind, what might a deeper, more integrated approach to your own mental well-being look like? How could combining these complementary practices reshape your understanding of self-care and perhaps even shape the future of truly personalized mental health support?
Thanks for tuning in to the Scenario Podcast. Don't forget to visit scenario.com for more expert tips, articles, and supplements designed to support your mental health. If you enjoyed this episode, remember to subscribe and share it with a friend. Until next time, take care of yourself.